What up, family? Welcome back to the channel. You already know it's your boy Moose Talks Hoops. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit the like button. You already know it's a lot of things in this world that cost, but hitting the like button ain't one of them. Yeah. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what to do. Smash that like button and share the video so we can talk some hoops. In chat, can I talk about it today? Can I talk about it today? And see, this is why I look at these guys in the media real funny like. They're real funny style. And this is why I don't react when these guys have some sort of fake outrage whenever an NBA coach gets fired. Smash that like button and share the video. If you guys were tuned in yesterday to the stream when Frank Vogel was dismissed as the head coach of the Phoenix Suns, and in turn has Kevin Durant about to be playing for his sixth head coach in his last two stops. Smash that like button and share the video. And I said on that stream yesterday after Frank Vogel got fired, I said, pay attention to these guys like a Stephen A. Smith, like a Kendrick Perkins, like a Michael Wilbon that had all the outrage in the world and all the ranting and raving in the world when Darvin Ham was fired by the Los Angeles Lakers. Man, they stuck LeBron James' feet to the fire. They held fire and pitchforks to his neck. And I told you to watch out for these guys yesterday after Frank Vogel was fired. I told you that they weren't going to have that same energy. And lo and behold, Stephen A. Smith, I didn't want you to prove me wrong, Stephen A. Smith. You did exactly what I wanted you to do. You proved me right. Not only did Stephen A. Smith show once again to the entire world that he's a hypocrite, he took it a step further and admits that the Suns were right in firing head coach Frank Vogel yesterday. Smash that like button and share the video. Salute to the chat. Salute to my brother Cottage in the building. Make sure you guys go subscribe to that brother. Appreciate the support. Stephen A. Smith took it a step further and says the Suns were right in their firing of Frank Vogel. And when asked, was it fair that Frank Vogel was fired, Stephen A. Smith went as far as to say, fair is where they judge pigs. Smash that like button and share the video. Salute to my guy, Goat James, in the building, man. We got to talk about it, man. We got to talk about it. All this fake outrage to throw rocks and cast stones at LeBron James that they had about the Darvin Ham firing. All this fake outrage was going to be exposed today. I told you would be exposed today, and they did it to themselves yet again. The so-called La Media, as these LeBron James critics love to say, the so-called La Media, at it again, not keeping the same energy. If Stephen A. Smith said that Frank Vogel ought to be fired and that Frank Vogel knew what he was signing up for, and Frank Vogel didn't get the job done with a Phoenix Suns big three, and he deserved to go. Can you believe that? A championship type coach in Frank Vogel, who has a better career resume as a coach than one Darvin Ham. A Frank Vogel who has a better coaching resume than one Darvin Ham, who they ranted and raved about LeBron James on. And said, LeBron James, take the blame. Where's the accountability? What's up with the coach always getting the blame for the shoot? Where was that energy for Frank Vogel, Stephen A. Smith? Where was that energy for Frank Vogel, my guy? Doesn't Darvin Ham have Anthony Davis? LeBron James? Why wasn't he able to get it done? If we're using your logic in the Suns being right for firing Frank Vogel, how can we not use that same logic for Darvin Ham, whose coaching resume is subpar with less experience than a Frank Vogel? Salute to my brother from another mother, So Crazy TV. What up, my guy? If we use Stephen A. Smith's logic in why the Suns were right in firing Frank Vogel, why can't we use that logic to say the Lakers were right in firing Darvin Ham? And this is what I mean when I say the media doesn't watch all 82 games in a regular season. I ain't seen you campaigning for Darvin Ham to get that Phoenix Suns coaching job, Stephen A. Smith. If the Suns were so right in firing Frank Vogel and the Lakers were so wrong for firing Darvin Ham, why aren't you on TV campaigning the Phoenix Suns to hire Darvin Ham? The Suns had a better record than the Lakers. The Suns, a lot of people picked to beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Suns, who you picked, Stephen A. Smith, to be a Western Conference powerhouse, why isn't the onus on the players? Bradley Beal was stinking up the joint. The big three of Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker had the worst plus minus out of any big three pairing. And for a championship level coach who got fired unjustly, for him to only get less than one calendar year with the Phoenix Suns, they were right in firing Frank Vogel. Like, let's be clear here. Let's be clear. And this is why I don't take these guys serious, bro. They never have that same energy, and they expose themselves each and every time as hypocrites. And Stephen A. Smith knew he'd be called out as a hypocrite, and that's why he started his monologue off by saying he doesn't care what people say about what he's about to say, because he knew what he was about to say was straight up BS. Smash that like button and share the video. He knew it. He knew he wasn't keeping the same energy before he said what he said. He knew he was a hypocrite, and he knew we was going to call him a hypocrite before he said what he said. But he doesn't care, because he's in a privileged seat at ESPN, the same ESPN these LeBron James critics call the La Media. And he knows he can spew his narratives against LeBron James and spew his narratives for everybody else. Smash that like button and share the video. I'm not surprised. You remember I called it, and neither should you be surprised. So when these guys run around and say, oh, so-and-so has the same legacy, or this person's resume is better, this guy's better, don't believe the hype from the media. Because the media will show you every time heavy is the head that wears the crown. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. The media will show you every time, and they'll show their true colors. Where's the support for Frank Vogel? Where's the ranting and raving for Frank Vogel? Where's the Kevin Durant come out and take accountability? Kevin Durant come out and take some blame. Devin Booker come out and get some blame. Bradley Beal, who was terrible in that playoff series, come out and take some blame. Where's the onus on them? Why aren't you pounding the desk, Stephen A. Smith? Why? Why? Because that doesn't fit your agenda. That doesn't fit your narrative. Why weren't you on First Take pounding the desk calling Kevin Durant a coach killer? Why weren't you listing the name of coaches that Kevin Durant has played for or under in the last 6 seasons? That number would be 6. If you add Steve Kerr, that's 7. What happened to holding the players accountable? It's all a facade. It's all a facade. They only use that when it fits their agenda, when it fits their narrative, and when it fits the guy that wears number 23 in a Los Angeles Lakers uniform. Smash that like button and share the video. Only then will you hear them talk like that. Only then. But yet and still, these people call it the La Media. Boy. It sure seems like Kevin Durant is benefiting off of the La Media more than LeBron. Boy, it feels like the Phoenix Suns are getting a pass from the La Media compared to the Los Angeles Lakers. But you guys won't speak on that, though. You guys won't speak on that. Not ESPN, not Stephen A. Smith, not even the guys on YouTube. You won't see them with no titles talking about the La Media gives KD and the Suns a pass. Stephen A. Smith doesn't keep the same energy with the Phoenix Suns and Kevin Durant. You won't see those titles from them. And Vegas Dad, my brother, salute to you. I've asked that. If you were pounding your chest about Darvin Ham being unjustly fired and how the Lakers did him so dirty, but how the Phoenix Suns were right in firing Frank Vogel, then why don't you come out and campaign that the Phoenix Suns should hire Darvin Ham? Why aren't you campaigning that Darvin Ham should get the Phoenix Suns job, Stephen A. Smith, or any other job for that matter? Or any other job for that matter? Why ain't you campaigning Michael Wilbon? Don't you live in Phoenix? Aren't the Suns your team? You had so much to say about Darvin Ham. Why aren't you campaigning for your team that you root for, the Phoenix Suns, Michael Wilbon? Why aren't you campaigning for them to hire Darvin Ham since he's such a great coach? You know, he took the Lakers to the Western Conference Finals. He's only lost to the defending champs the past 2 years. Darvin Ham would be a great hire for the Phoenix Suns, Michael Wilbon. Why ain't you campaigning for him to get the job? Black man. I mean, let's be clear here. That's the type of time you guys were on when Darvin Ham got fired. It's about holding these players accountable. But Stephen A. Smith, you got the nerve to come out here and say the Suns were right in firing Frank Vogel. And this ain't a stream to argue if they were right or wrong in firing Frank Vogel. I believe they was wrong, but that's a different topic. This ain't a stream to debate if the Lakers were right or wrong in firing Darvin Ham. That's another topic. I'm talking about the hypocrisy. I'm talking about not keeping the same energy. I'm talking about spewing an agenda and narrative only when it fits yours. Only when it fits you. Only when it sounds juicy. Pause, no diddy. And it's embarrassing. And you show your true colors each and every time, man. Each and every time. These guys are not for black coaches getting jobs. These guys are not for that. They won't even stand up for their black colleagues that got fired at ESPN. This is the same guy that got Max Kellerman fired from First Take and lied and tried to say that the ratings were dropping. And went on a campaign from show to show to show to unjustly bash Max Kellerman. This is the same guy. This was the same guy. And then finally admitted, oh, well, he just didn't like Max Kellerman, and that's why he had him fired. This is the same guy. This is the same guy who went on a talk show tour, podcast tour, from this podcast to this show, to this podcast to this show, with a different excuse every time for why Max Kellerman was removed from First Take. And then it took him until the last stop to finally admit he just didn't like Max Kellerman. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But yet you want to rant and rave about coaches being fired like you really care about Darvin Ham not having a job. Like you really care about Darvin Ham being fired. Like you care about these coaches and you want these players to be held accountable. Well, where was that energy for Frank Vogel and Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns organization? And better yet, why ain't you campaigning for Darvin Ham to get any job, let alone the Phoenix Suns job? No. because you use Darvin Ham's firing to push your personal agenda against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a spade a spade. For real. You could have publicly campaigned on TV for Darvin Ham to get the Hornets job, for Darvin Ham to get the Phoenix Suns job. But you won't. But you won't. And these the type of guys who have votes for NBA awards. These the type of guys. Guys that have their own agenda, guys that have their own narratives to push, guys that don't keep it real. No, it's against the Lakers too. It ain't just against LeBron James. It's against the Lakers. Stephen A. Smith is a greaseball. He waited for Kobe Bryant to pass away to come at anybody's neck that tries to put Kobe Bryant in a GOAT debate. But he runs around here like Kobe Bryant was his man. This guy's a straight weirdo, bro. Straight weirdo. He's a straight weirdo. This the same guy, right? This the same guy, unprovoked. Unprovoked. And these are the guys that you guys say are part of the media. This guy, Stephen A. Smith, unprovoked. The day after the Lakers were eliminated from the playoffs by the Nuggets in Game 5, the day after, the first thing he did when he came on First Take was make a Stephen A's list, a top 5 list of things that make Michael Jordan the GOAT. And four of those things on that top 5 list had absolutely nothing to do with basketball. Absolutely nothing to do with basketball. Make it make sense. And you mean to tell me this guy doesn't have an agenda or a narrative to push? You mean to tell me this guy is part of the quote unquote la media? He's the big dog at ESPN, the same ESPN you guys call La Media and La ESPN. This is their big dog. The day after LeBron James is eliminated in the first round by the Denver Nuggets, unprovoked, comes up with a Stephen A's list, top 5 things that make Michael Jordan the GOAT, unprovoked, and 4 of those top 5 things have absolutely nothing to do with basketball. Smash that like button and share the video. You mean to tell me this guy's not up there pushing an agenda, pushing a narrative? Who's telling him to do that? Who's telling him to do that? Put the pieces together. Who's telling him to do that? Unprovoked. Michael Jordan has not been in the news. Michael Jordan has retired over 20 years ago for the last and final time. Unprovoked. Coincidence? I think not. The day after LeBron James gets eliminated in the first round, you make a Stephen A's list about why Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Top 5 things. And 4 of them have absolutely nothing to do with basketball. You know that kind of smells like? You know what that kind of smells like? This is what I mean by these guys be pushing other people's agendas and narratives and nobody's calling it out. Doesn't that remind you of when the Cleveland Cavaliers won a championship in 2016? The day of their parade, Michael Jordan picks up the phone and says, let's put out the Last Dance documentary. Is that not agenda pushing and narrative pushing? These guys disgust me, yo. These guys disgust me. These guys disgust me, bro. And I hope you guys are seeing the hypocrisy, especially the crowd that likes to run around and call ESPN La Media and La ESPN. It's shameful. It's shameful. The same guy who bashed the Lakers for firing Frank Vogel is now praising the Suns for firing Frank Vogel. Make it make sense. The same guy that was ranting and raving about Frank Vogel being fired and Darvin Ham being fired by the Lakers. But when Frank Vogel gets fired by the Suns, they were fair. They were right in firing Frank Vogel. And Stephen A. Smith is lucky, right? Stephen A. Smith is lucky, right? Because that brand of basketball player is not in the league anymore. The brand of basketball players that pull up on journalists, that pull up on TV guys in person, those guys are not really around anymore. When Stephen A. Smith used to say some uncalled for stuff about Kobe Bryant or spew some type of agenda or narrative about Kobe Bryant would call and cuss out Stephen A. Smith. Kobe Bryant would pull up on Stephen A. Smith. Shaq would call and cuss out Stephen A. Smith. Shaq would pull up on Stephen A. Smith. Guys like Kenyon Martin would go pull up on these dudes. It's real weird. It's real weird. But it doesn't surprise me, and neither should it surprise you, bro. It's going to keep happening long after LeBron James is retired. But the good thing about that is after LeBron James retires, the hypocrisy will be loud and clear. Because the same expectations, the same standards that they hold for LeBron James, they won't keep that same energy for the superstars that come after him once he retires. And you can bet your bottom dollar on that. Smash that like button and share the video. Salute to my brother Chris in the building. What up, bro? Hope you're having a great Friday, my man. Believe me, once LeBron James retires, those same expectations, those same standards, that same level of scrutiny is not going to be placed on no other superstar. I don't care if they get the same amount of MVPs as LeBron James. I don't care if they get more rings than LeBron James. That same level of scrutiny, that same level of expectations, that same level of criticism. I'm telling you guys right now, no player, we already know no player before LeBron James has received the criticism of LeBron James, but you can bet your bottom dollar no player after LeBron James will receive the amount of criticism LeBron James has received. And being great for 21 years will do that. Being great for 21 years will do that. Familiarity breeds disrespect. Familiarity breeds disrespect. So it's a shame. It's a shame. But I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised, man. And it's going to be more to come. Every time Stephen A. Smith goes on TV, he proves himself to be a hypocrite. And he'll continue to do so. You mark my words. You won't hear Stephen A. Smith mention Darvin Ham again. Anytime a coaching job comes available, you won't hear these guys, Michael Wilbon, Stephen A. Smith. You won't hear these guys bring up Darvin Ham's name. You won't. Because the truth is, they don't give a F about Darvin Ham. They don't. Rap God Reloaded, salute, bro. I see you in the building. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. You've seen it with the Russell Westbrook and the Jamal Murray situation. Russell Westbrook gets into a little back and forth with the Dallas Mavericks, PJ Washington, Luka Doncic, a little shoving here. He calls the NBA league office to see why Russell Westbrook wasn't suspended. Jamal Murray throws a towel, a heat pad, flashes the money sign, and all he gets is a $100K fine. You didn't hear Stephen A. Smith say he called the league office to see why Jamal Murray wasn't suspended. And on top of that, Jamal Murray skipped out on the media. And then on top of that, after he was not suspended, told the media not to ask him about that. Stephen A. Smith did not keep that same energy with him. He didn't call the league office. And that's why I call these guys hypocrites, man. Because they got picks. They pick and choose. They pick and choose. If you're going to call it down the middle, call it down the middle. If you're going to call somebody out, keep it consistent. Keep it consistent. Fair is fair. It's just like when NBA players be complaining about calls. They just want the referees to be consistent. Stephen A. Smith, I already know you can't keep the same energy. I know you can't keep it consistent because I know you got to push your agendas and you got to push your narratives coming from the man upstairs. And it ain't the head of ESPN that I'm talking about. Smash that like button and share the video. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And it's a shame, man. It's a shame. But that's all I got on this for now, man. Make sure y'all jump in the comments, smash the like button, share the video, and let me know how y'all feel out there, man. I'm about to get up out of here and handle some BI, man. Peace and love, family. I love and appreciate all of you guys. Everybody that tuned in to the stream, liked the stream, shared the stream, and commented down in the chat. My chat gang, my Moose gang, I love and appreciate you guys, man. Make sure you having a safe and chill Friday evening. I'm going to catch you guys after the games tonight, man. Peace and love, family. I'm about to get up out of here. Once again, you already know it's your boy Moose Talks Hoops. Like I always say, if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit the like button. You already know. It's a lot of things in this world that cost, but hitting the like button ain't one of them.